This pattern could spell recovery for Ethereum. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how Ethereum has been in a downtrend ever since Valentine's Day. It's dropped from about $3,300 down to where it is right now, around $2,700. But as you just saw, there is a pattern forming on Ethereum that could lead it all the way back up to $4,400 if the rest of the market will allow. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly what this chart formation is, its prediction, and the likelihood that it's going to come true. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, but without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Alright guys, this is going to be a very simple video. As you know, there was an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming on ETH back before everything started to happen between Russia and Ukraine. Unfortunately, as all of that was building, the price of Ethereum dropped from about $3,200 all the way down here to $2,200. In doing so, we more or less invalidated this inverse head and shoulders pattern. However, the good news is, if you look on the hourly chart for ETH, you can see that it actually seems to be forming a shorter term inverse head and shoulders pattern, as you can see right here. And actually, this is not just a normal inverse head and shoulders pattern. You may call this a nested inverse head and shoulders pattern because there's an inverse H&S right there, followed by a left shoulder here. So if Ethereum were to rally all the way up to this downtrending level of resistance right there, reject from it, and then go into a smaller correction down to around $2,800, we could see an inverse head and shoulders pattern inside of an inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we were to do that, what we would likely see is a price target on Ethereum that would push us all the way to about $4,400. You can see up here around $4,300 would be our price target. That's where we would be looking for Ethereum to go. Now, let's question, is this feasible? I personally think that this is something that could occur. However, the concern is Bitcoin is under a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt right now. Most of it does not have to do with Bitcoin itself, but the rest of the markets. The traditional markets is what we're talking about. There's geopolitical influences on crypto markets right now that don't have to do with crypto markets, but that are affecting crypto markets. Whenever Bitcoin is affected by major geopolitical events and Bitcoin is going into major corrections, then it becomes very difficult for Ethereum to go into the major rallies that it should be going into as well. So what we're looking at right now is that the technicals are telling us that Ethereum could and should go up to over $4,000. But the question that we're looking at now is, will it? Will it actually be able to break the mold against the FUD in the traditional markets and do that? Well, I think this is a question of the definition and the use case of technical and fundamental analysis. Technical analysis sometimes will take a backseat to the news and the fundamentals in times of great large news stories, such as what we're seeing happen in Ukraine and Russia right now, such as what we're seeing happen in Canada right now, such as what we're seeing happen with Federal Reserve and interest rates and US dollar inflation and all these different things having implications on Bitcoin. When they have implications on Bitcoin, they have implications on Ethereum. And right now, I think the technicals are taking a bit of a back seat. That's why we didn't play out the first inverse head and shoulders pattern and rally to $5,000, which is what it predicted, because the fundamentals kind of took over. So what you need to understand is that technical analysis is very powerful, but if you don't understand the limitations of technical analysis, then you're not going to use it wisely. Anything used in moderation can be a very good thing. Use anything in too much quantity, and it can actually turn into your worst enemy. For example, I love the analogy of weightlifting. If you have a max on bench press, 225 pounds, and you try and lift 265 pounds, well, you're going to fail and you're going to hurt yourself. But if you're working at 175 pounds, 165, 185, then you're going to actually be able to make some gains and grow in the gym. Now, if you're working with technical analysis, you have to understand what the limitations of technical analysis are so that you're not pushing beyond them. If you're trying to force the technicals to make a prediction in a time like this where the fundamentals are really the ones that's driving the market, then you have to be careful. So here's my take on this. I think that a $4,400 Ethereum is where Ethereum should be right now. Is it going to be able to get there relatively quickly? No, I don't think so. I think Ethereum is going to struggle for the next couple of months, to be totally honest with you. And I know my tune has changed a little bit. A couple of weeks ago, I was like, hey, if these four things happen, we could see Bitcoin and ETH going back to all-time high in 3 to 6 months. That was before the largest war on the European continent in 70 years broke out. So things have changed a little bit. And I think what we're going to see happen now is that Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to trade sideways for the next couple of weeks as the dominoes start to fall and we start to get a little bit more certainty about what the future holds. Because right now, the world doesn't know what's going to happen next, and that's not good for markets. So in my opinion, I do believe $4,400 is coming to Ethereum, but to be honest with you guys, I have to make sure you understand what my limitations as an analyst are. I couldn't tell you when. It might be in 3 months if the market calms down, or it might be in a year if the market doesn't calm down. What I can tell you is that the market is going to rally. Ethereum is going to go up. It is going to go back to $5,000, and Bitcoin is going to go back to all-time high. I firmly believe that. There's always a chance that it might not happen, but I do believe that that's going to happen. The timeline is the question right now, as there is so much uncertainty in these markets. The good news news is, guys, the technicals and the on-chain data for Bitcoin and Ethereum look phenomenal, and I do think that if the fundamentals calm down a little bit, if the news and the FUD calm down a little bit, and we see the retail come in, then you do have the opportunity to see a massive rally on both of these markets. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you have a firm prediction on where Bitcoin or Ethereum are going to go next, or do you believe that Bitcoin and Ethereum are just going to trade sideways for the next couple of months as a result of all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the traditional markets? Love to hear all of your thoughts down below. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow us on all of our social media. All of those links are down below. Before I go, though, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely consider subscribing, because we're trying to help you become financially free in these cryptocurrency markets. And also, consider following us on Twitter @CryptoJeb for more updates on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Peace.